Okay, from left to right, we have Cardell Staples from McKinley, Gerald McLeod from Bishop Timon, Rocco Panapino from Sweet Home, and Lucas Lombardo from Starpoint. Lucas, we'll start with you. We saw you down at Cortland for that 7-on-7. At Barrett was 110 degrees out there.
Yeah, it's pretty hot out
Just talk about you guys decided to go down there. It was probably a bonding experience, but did you guys get better that day?
there. We 100% got better that day. We learned how to make the birthday, not weather, but the competition over there. Used to see a bit. Definitely better competition over there. And but
You saw, I think it was Boston Spa that day.
yeah,
It was a pretty tough team.
they are very good.
What did you learn about your teammates on that road trip?
Learned that you have a lot of grit. We're ready to fight. You know, we're full motor. They won't stop until they get the job done.
It's been a while since Starpoint has, you know, been in the hunt for a Section 6 title. Um, but you guys seem to have found something, especially last year, like right out of the gate, health sciences. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. We thought health sciences was gonna win by 2 or 3 touchdowns. You took them to overtime, I think. Probably could have gone down as a game of the year. Just talk about this year. The expectations are not going to be the same. You play them week one, I think, at Buff State this time, and I don't think they're going to walk into that game thinking that they're going to run all over you. Not after the way you played last year. You got a lot of guys coming back. Just talk about the difference between last year and this year.
Yeah, we have a different mentality this year. We expect nothing but success this year, and anything less than that is failure to us.
Did somebody come into the program that just everyone flocked to and just said, or is it you? I mean, who's the guy that really put this team on their back and kind of turned things around for you guys?
Um, I say our seniors last year, they were a big part of our success last year, but we have a lot of guys returning. And it's about our next man up mentality that we always preach about in the weight room and the locker room. Trusting our coaches is a big part about it, and learning how to play together.
I'll go to Rocco. Kind of the same thing with Sweet Home. It's been a while since they've played for Section 6 titles. This is a very rich program with state titles behind them. Um, they were looking for that quarterback. You stepped in at a very young age and kind of gave them some life. Just talk about the way that team is performing now as opposed to when you first arrived on the scene.
It's getting tougher and tougher as we go because last year we had a lot of seniors that we lost, and a lot of upcoming younger kids are coming up this year. So hoping we can build more connection than we had and just keep everything rolling as a team.
Lucas, there aren't many stats I'm going to go ahead and give out today from last year, but I wouldn't be doing justice unless I said this. 123 total tackles last year, 20 of them for a loss. You also had 11 sacks on the season. Those are some serious numbers that led and was one of the top 2, 3 in all of Western New York. How do you possibly get any better and improve on that?
I think just leaving that all in the past and looking forward to the new year. Big part of that was definitely trusting my coaches and trusting the people next to me. That allowed me to really just play my game and just go after the ball.
You may have come on early in that season where people may not know who you were. You're on the map now. Everyone's going to be game planning for you. How do you have to do things differently this year because of that?
Like I said, I'm just gonna trust whatever my coach draws up for me, and it's really just play my own game.
Rocco, we just talked about how you started as a younger player on this team at quarterback. You have really taken the next step to the point now where there may even be confusion as to what sport you want to play at the next level, right? Is there doubt as to what sport you want to do at the next level because you are also a star on the baseball field?
Thank you. I have received my first offer for D1 Canisius University for baseball. It's an honor. Hoping to get more, but it's looking more towards baseball right now. But no, hopefully after this season, something rolls through as well, and we'll just see what goes from there.
So you've obviously taken that next step. We've seen you throw such a great deep ball and seen you get into some shootouts already as a younger player. You're now the man on the field. What are the expectations for you as a quarterback for the season?
No, just leading the team, hoping everyone's like around me also feels the same. Just have to like just like trust everyone around you, being a captain's hard, having to help and lead as also lead on the team and lead off the field. So just basic stuff like that, and just start leading forward and hoping the best, and hoping they have my back.
Rocco, what's your biggest motivation for playing any of these sports? Like what drives you day in, day out?
Just trying to always be the best. Um, that's a tough question, honestly. It's just taking it day by day, hoping to get more reps as I go and becoming a bigger man than I am now, honestly.
Gerald, McLeod, Bishop Timon, you guys got bumped up this year, and that's a testament to all the hard work you guys have been putting in. You guys were down there with O'Hara and St. Mary's, not able to play for a state championship, but you guys really put something together special at Timon. Was it Joe Licata bringing, putting that program on his back as the AD there and the coach
Matt
a
Weiser.
few years ago? Was it Weiser? He's a UB guy as well, but what's really been the driving force behind Timon? Where now this year, for the first time in quite a few years, you guys will have a shot to play Canisius or Franny's or Joe's for a championship, a real championship.
I feel like that timing was down at a point in time. Now that me and my team, the seniors that was here last year, I feel like we dominated, and we put the team on our back, and we just was ready to play for the next level.
What do you got coming besides yourself?
Besides
Uh,
myself,
Besides yourself, who are a couple of other guys that we need to know from Timon that are returning that
um,
keep the momentum going?
Dominic Anzalone, the quarterback. Who else?
Don't you have a running back
Chris.
with like three names?
Um,
Your running back is
we have Javante, because all our three running backs really graduated, so we got Javante coming up, so he will be a good running back this year. I trust him. Our whole team trusts him, so he'll be fine.
Cordell from McKinley, playing for Brian Davis, who's a former All Western New York player himself. Um, what's what's he like on the sidelines? What's he like in that locker room? What's it like playing for Coach Davis?
Well, his character, he just loved to push his team, to be the greatest. And it's not just him, it's multiple coaches that push us to be the greatest during conditioning, during team. He just push us at any moment.
McKinley, I think it was a couple years ago. You guys lost your running back, went to another school, but he's back now. That's got to give you guys some hope. You got one of the premier running backs. Offense should be moving the ball pretty good now. That lifts up your expectations. But even without him, I'm sure your expectations were still reaching the stadium and playing for a section title.
Yeah.
But that's obviously more evident now with what you have returning.
Say that again?
With what you have returning, your expectations are probably a lot higher than they were even last year.
Yeah. The fact that I know we can move the ball in the air and on the floor just makes me more comfortable, moving the ball down the field.
What are some of the things you want people to know about you as a player, what you bring to the table, and what do you want to achieve from an individual standpoint this year?
Um, I'm a hard worker. Um, I could be better, like always. I train a lot, and yeah, that's about it. No fly zone.
Cordell, I did your first game last year. I walked out on the field and I talked to coach right before the game started. I looked over at your line and I go, wow, like this line has got size to it and really can move. You lost some big players on that line, which is going to be a difference. Is that been redone, retooled? What does the line look like, and how's that going to look like for the season?
Oh, my team, we always got weapons everywhere. So, just move the players up from last year, and make them train hard and let them dominate.
John, I'm going to ask you the same type of question, okay? Any team that moves up in class, I don't care whether it's A to double A, when it's B to A, wherever it is, we always go to the line first when we make that assessment. Is how is the team going to be able to compete? You're now going up against some of the biggest lines right now in Western New York. How is that line going to be able to compete so you can go after a championship in that division?
by just working out in the off season, even though we lost a couple of our linemen this year. So knowing them that we could come into work and competing, I feel like we'll be okay. We got a blessed opportunity to play against these players, and that's it.
Lucas, this one's going to go to you. You had a brand new quarterback hit the scene last year, and I thought he was unbelievable early on in the season. He's now got a year underneath his belt. Talk about how your quarterback play is going to take the next step this season.
I think quarterback play is going to take the next step by being able to not only run the ball and pass the ball. We're going to be efficient in the pass this year. I think um, it opens up a lot more possibilities for us to do on offense.
Rocco, tell me how you see the field differently now. This is the third year that you're going to really see full play here at the quarterback play. Has the game slowed down? What is differently for you? What do you see differently now that you didn't see your first year?
Honestly, reading zone and man now, we have more emotions. We can look forward now and see easier now because we can throw the ball and run the ball. So just knowing what we can compete against with cover two, man, anything, we'll always be prepared for it.
Gerald, right now you have some of the best skilled players we've seen also down at Timon. You're now going to get a chance to see it against some of the best right now in Western New York. How much pressure do you think now is on those skilled guys to now be able to show Western New York what they're capable of doing?
I feel like it's pressure, but I feel like if we watch film and keep noticing everything, I feel like we'll be okay and competing to with other teams. Because I feel like we could be top teams if we just focus on everything, being on ourselves, focus on practice and everything. I feel like we'd be okay.
Gerald, you guys have to go out to Aquinas week 1. That's a story program, much like Canisius here, much like Joe's. I mean, Timon's got a history. You guys have been successful in years past, but Aquinas is just at another level. That's a huge week 1 matchup for you guys. I know they haven't played Canisius in a couple of years. They haven't played Joe's. You guys get a shot at them week 1. Do you know much about Aquinas, or is that just another game for you guys?
I feel like that's just another game for us. Just as long as we watch film, we'll be okay.
Rocco, what's one thing keeping you guys? What would be the one main thing is keeping you guys from competing for the Section 6 title this year? What would be one thing that you got to correct from a team standpoint?
Keeping the team all together, always showing up to everything we possibly could, starting off the season high and just moving forward day by day as a team.
You guys get Orchard Park week 1. It's a WBFO game. Um, it's actually going to be on television. So any added pressure there? The first game out of the gate. You guys Western New York. You and Orchard Park get to go at it. You guys always have wars, right? They always have a
Lost
lot
by
of great
touching
games.
last year, right?
You tell me.
Yeah, we did. We lost by touching last year. A little bit more pressure with it being our first week, but I think with it being home, might be a different story, but we'll just see it and hopefully we can all compete together.
And Lucas, kind of the same question. You guys get health sciences rated all high. What's keeping you guys from winning the section title or competing for a section championship this year?
I think it's our mental errors. We know we have the physical capabilities to get it done, but I think it's just beating ourselves, taking plays off, and if we fix that up, I think we should be just fine.
Cordell, you're also in Class A, so what would keep McKinley from getting to Highmark Stadium this year? And these could be two of the teams you play.
Um, what could keep us from going? I say the selfishness. There's a lot of selfishness on my team. I know that got to change. I try my best to, make them not selfish, and me included. I got a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, just the selfishness, and they got to work hard if they want to go.
That's a very mature characteristic to admit that in a high school athlete to say that we're a little selfish at times and we got to change it. That's very very mature of you to say that, by the way.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask you first. Out of all these guys in Western New York, who's the one you got your eye on that you would like to emulate or like to be? You wish that you could be play at that level.
It's like three.
You got 3 guys.
Yeah,
Name 'em.
that Gerald McLeod, him, Jaden Clark, and E. Ryan Lawrence. That's top receivers in Western New York
Yeah.
that I will play against.
We'll go right down the line. Gerald, you're up.
Same thing, Cardell. We grew up together. Uh, I would say Jaden, Bryce, and E. Ryan. They all dogs.
I would say Bryce. No, he's a great quarterback. Always been up there and just want to compete with him always.
I would say more Jaden Clark and Gavin Schwab. They're both dogs and they get the job done.
To go back to that Orchard Park thing, remember 2 years ago, that was also a great game. It was a pull away late in the second half 2 years ago. This has been a great game now that's been going on for a couple of years. It has to be a game that you circle that says, I want to get over the hump on this one.
Yeah, always had good games against them. Hoping at least get one out of it, going, get the win, and start the first week hot.
Lucas, we've really talked about a lot of these times, we talk about offense, right? As that's the key. You're not that you're not going to play offense, but you're a star where it comes on the defensive side of the ball. What's going to be different for you guys defensively this year that we should expect to see to be able to come and keep scores really low? Because you got to remember last year, health sciences game high. You had other games you were putting zeros up on the board, right? What's going to be the big difference this year?
The way I think, flow together, we got a different group coming up, and I think we know how to play with each other more this year than any other year.
Cardell, McKinley's constantly last couple of years have been in the top seeds of there. And really they've been kind of the hunted in the essence because they've been the upper seed that's out there. How do you keep that going this year to be able to keep that seed high so that you can make sure you're playing games at home on that home turf?
It's all about hard work and dedication. You gotta be wanted to play at a high level. That's really it.
So if I was to say to you, Gerald, Timon pulls it off and they win a championship this year in the Monsignor Martin level, what happened on the field to make that happen?
Just by dedication, hard work, and focus on ourselves. Mainly, that's the main thing. We're focus on ourselves. Play on the field, and give everything our all.
Okay, guys, that's going to wrap it up. I thank you very much for attending today. Appreciate your honest answers and good luck to you guys on the field. And hopefully, we'll see you soon at your training camps next week or the week after.
Thank you.
Good job.